The first time Marcus saw them, it was raining so hard the street outside the hotel looked like it was trying to wash itself clean of the world. He was wiping down table 7 in the corner of the lobby cafe, the one nobody liked because it was too close to the door and always cold, when he noticed 2 small figures hovering just outside the glass. A boy and a girl, maybe 6 and 8. Their clothes were soaked, thin, clinging to their bodies. The girl was holding the boy's hand with a seriousness that didn't belong to a child her age. They weren't begging. They weren't knocking. They were just standing there, watching people eat. Marcus had learned long ago to recognize hunger. It had a look, a stillness, a way of swallowing without food. He glanced toward the front desk. The manager, Mr. Harlan, was busy yelling into the phone about late deliveries. The lobby was full of tourists, business travelers, laughter, the smell of coffee and buttered bread. No one else seemed to notice the children. Marcus hesitated. He had rules burned into him by life. Don't cause trouble. Don't draw attention. Don't risk the job. As a black man working service jobs since he was 16, he knew how thin the line was between employed and replaced. But another memory rose up, uninvited. His own childhood. His mother standing in a soup kitchen line, squeezing his shoulder as if to apologize for the world. Her whisper in his ear, "If you ever have enough, even just a little, share it." Marcus took off his apron, folded it neatly, and walked to the door. When he opened it, the rain rushed in like it had been waiting. "You hungry?" he asked gently. The girl nodded. The boy didn't look up. Marcus stepped aside. "Come on." They froze. "Just for a minute," he added. "You can sit. Warm up." They slipped inside like ghosts, eyes wide, feet barely making sound on the marble floor. He guided them to table 7. "I'll be right back," he said. In the kitchen, his heart hammered. He knew exactly how many meals he could afford to give away. He knew exactly how much was in his wallet. Not much. But he also knew hunger didn't care about budgets. He paid cash. His cash. 2 hot plates of eggs, toast, sausage, and a small bowl of soup each. He added milk. When he set the food down, the boy stared at it like it might disappear if he breathed wrong. "It's okay," Marcus said. "It's yours." The girl whispered, "Thank you," like a prayer. They ate fast at first, then slower, as warmth crept back into their hands and faces. Marcus sat nearby, pretending to clean, watching them from the corner of his eye. "What are your names?" he asked. "I'm Lena," the girl said. "This is Eli. Where's your mom?" Marcus asked, already afraid of the answer. Lena's jaw tightened. "She's gone." The word landed heavy. "Our dad left before that," she added, her voice older than her years. "We're staying wherever we can." Marcus nodded. He didn't ask more. Some stories didn't need digging. When they finished, Lena pushed the plate away carefully. "We won't forget this," she said. Marcus smiled sadly. "You don't have to remember me. Just take care of each other." Before he could say more, Mr. Harlan's voice cut through the lobby. "Marcus." He turned. Mr. Harlan's eyes flicked to the empty plates, then to the children. "You know the policy," he said flatly. Marcus swallowed. "I paid." "That's not the point." Marcus met his gaze. For once, he didn't lower his eyes. "If that's a problem," Marcus said quietly, "I understand." There was a long silence. Then Mr. Harlan scoffed and turned away. "Clean up. And don't make a habit of it." The children were already standing. Lena reached out and hugged Marcus without asking. Her arms were thin, but strong. Eli followed, awkward and shy. Then they were gone, swallowed by the rain. Marcus stood there long after, holding an apron that smelled like coffee and loss. Life moved on the way it always does, indifferent and fast. Marcus kept working. The hotel changed owners. Managers came and went. His knees started hurting. His hair grayed. He moved from waiter to night supervisor, not because anyone pushed him up, but because he never left. He married once. Divorced quietly. No children. Sometimes, late at night, he thought about the kids. He wondered if they were warm. If they had eaten. If the world had been gentler to them than it had been to him. 22 years passed like a breath you don't realize you've been holding. On a bright autumn afternoon, Marcus stood outside the hotel entrance, directing luggage traffic, when the street slowed to a hush. A Rolls-Royce glided into view, polished black, impossibly elegant, like it didn't belong to the same city. It stopped directly in front of the hotel. People stared. Phones came out. Marcus frowned, stepping forward. He assumed it was some celebrity or executive who would ignore him completely. The driver stepped out first, sharp suit, silent professionalism. Then he opened the rear door. A woman emerged. She was tall, poised, dressed in simple elegance that didn't need to announce itself. Her eyes scanned the hotel, then landed on Marcus. They filled instantly. "Marcus," she said. The sound of his name hit him like a wave. He stared. The years peeled back all at once. The rain, the cold table, the girl holding her brother's hand. "Lena," he whispered. She crossed the distance in seconds and wrapped him in a hug so fierce he almost lost his balance. People around them froze, unsure whether they were witnessing a reunion or a scene from a movie. "I found you," she said into his shoulder, her voice shaking. Marcus laughed, a broken sound. You look alive," she said, pulling back, wiping her eyes. "Because of you." A man stepped out of the car then, broad-shouldered, confident, but with the same quiet eyes. "Eli." He shook Marcus's hand, then pulled him into a hug of his own. "I remember everything," Eli said. "Every bite." Marcus felt something crack open in his chest. They went inside. The lobby felt smaller somehow, like it was bowing. They sat at table 7. Lena smiled at it. "Still cold," she said. Marcus laughed softly. They told him everything. How they had ended up in foster care after that winter. How it was rough, and lonely, and often cruel. How Lena had held onto that night like a compass. How she promised herself that if kindness could come from a stranger, then it could be built into a life. She studied relentlessly. Scholarships, loans, failures, breakthroughs. Eli followed his own path, grounded, steady. Together, they built a company focused on affordable housing and community hotels that hired people others overlooked. "This hotel," Lena said, sliding a folder across the table, "is part of it now." Marcus opened it with trembling hands. Ownership papers. His name. "What is this?" he asked, barely breathing. "Gratitude," Eli said. "And justice." Lena leaned forward. "You fed 2 orphans when no one else saw us as human. This is not charity. This is returning what was given." Marcus shook his head. "I just gave you breakfast." Lena's eyes softened. "You gave us dignity." Tears slid down his face, unchecked. Outside, the Rolls-Royce waited, silent witness to a circle finally closed. When Marcus walked out later, alone, the sun caught the hotel windows just right. For the first time in his life, he felt the ground beneath him steady and kind. And he understood something simple and enormous. That the smallest mercy, offered without expectation, can travel decades through time and come back dressed as a miracle.